Let's start. Hi everyone, welcome to today's live session on setTimeout and setInterval in JavaScript. I am Sanath and I am thrilled to guide you through these super useful functions. By the end of this session, you will understand how to use setTimeout to delay code execution and setInterval to repeat tasks over time. Plus, we will create some fun examples together. Feel free to ask questions in the chat and let me know if you are following along. Let's dive in. We will focus on two essential functions. Set timeout, use it to schedule a task after a delay. Set interval, use it to repeatedly execute a task at fixed intervals. Let's start with set timeout. The set timeout function executes a piece of code or a function once after a specified delay. The delay in milliseconds, the delay is in milliseconds, where 1000 milliseconds equals to 1 seconds. Let's come again. The set timeout function actually executes a piece of code or a function once after specified delay. The delay is in milliseconds, where 1000 milliseconds equal to 1 seconds. Now the syntax, let's look into the syntax now. Set timeout. Firstly we call callback function, and we will call a delay, and we give sorry, optional parameters. The callback function is the function to execute the delay is in the time in milliseconds to wait before execution. You can also pass optional parameters to the callback function. Let me comment this out. Now let's go through some examples. Now let me write a set timeout function with no arguments. Let me write console.log and print this message appears after 3 seconds. Now this should print after 3 seconds. If I execute this, it will print this message appears after 3 seconds will be printed after 3 seconds once I executed this file. Notice that the rest of program can continue running during this time. This is because JavaScript doesn't block the execution. It schedules the set timeout callback in the message queue. Now let's write with parameters. Set timeout of greet. This function I need to write still. Now this should execute after 2 seconds, and I will give one parameter as name alias. Let me describe this function greet now. Function greet Let me pass a parameter called name and write as log, log, let's print hello and let's print name here. Name, yes. This will execute after 2 seconds and it will call the greet function, and after 2 seconds it will print as hello Alex. Let's check this out while by executing this. First 2 seconds, firstly this one will be returned hello Alice, and then after 1 second this message will appear because we have written here 3000 milliseconds and here we have written here 2000 milliseconds. So firstly after 2 seconds hello Alice will be appeared, and then this message appears after 3 seconds. Now delay showing a message or notification, run code after certain event. Implement retry logic with a delay. Next up is set interval. Now the set interval means is used to execute a piece of code or a function repeatedly at a specified interval. Let's look into this function now. Set interval, same as set timeout. We'll call callback function now, and we will call interval and same as optional parameters. This is the syntax of set interval. The callback function is the function to execute. The interval is the time in milliseconds between each execution. Optional parameters can also be passed to the callback function. Now let's move to the example. Let me comment this out first. Okay. Let me declare one variable called count and initialize as 0. Sorry, 0. Now, again one interval. Let's declare one interval called. So let's declare one variable called interval ID. Const interval ID is equals to set interval. Let's write this function now. Yes. Now, if I write count plus plus and log of, let's print this count numbers. Okay, count and print this variable count. This will print the count value. Now if count is equals to 5, if this equals, then clear interval of interval id, the variable should be cleared. This should execute every 1 second. Let's run this. In this example, the setInterval function logs the count every 1 second. Once the count reaches 5, we stop the interval using the clearInterval function. The clearInterval function is crucial to prevent the interval from running indefinitely. Once again, I come again. The clear interval function is crucial to prevent the interval from running indefinitely. Here, the message count is equals to 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 5 is logged repeatedly every 1 second until we manually stop the interval. Let me clear this once to understand better. We have understood set timeout already. Let's execute only the set interval once so that we can understand this clearly. See here. After every 1 second, we are printing count value. This is how set interval works. Now, if we differentiate these two, let me come again. Set timeout executes a function once after a delay. Now, set timeout executes a function once after a delay, and set interval repeats a function at fixed intervals. In these use cases, in set timeout delays the execution of a task, and in set interval periodic updates like a clock, we can use it. The key difference of these two is in set timeout runs once after the delay, but in set interval runs repeatedly at intervals until it stopped. If you only need a task to run once, use set timeout. For repeated tasks, use set interval, but don't forget to stop it with clear interval if needed. That's it for today's session. We explored how set timeout delays function execution and how set interval repeats tasks. Fun examples combining both functions. If you enjoyed this session, make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and let me know in the comment what topics you would like me to cover next. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you in the next session.